It's hot. It's hot. Whoa, oh, it's hot here. Yesterday here in Yuba City, it was like Phoenix, like 110 or something. It was brutal, and I'm just all wet from the heat. But anyway, I had a wonderful experience this morning of setting some matters straight. You know how we get gamed? Well, they got it back. All right. Now I knew back in 1997 when I worked for an internet company, and I won't give the name. What I found, I worked there as a temp for a while, was that the company deliberately put bugs and problems into their software and hardware and stuff because in order to write off the long distance trunk lines that they were leasing, they had to keep the usage at a certain level. And so they created enough problems with their users that they maintained the customer service call-in rate at a certain level, and the hold time was to be an average of 6 minutes. Okay, they gamed their customers. And so when I moved here up to the north end of the San Joaquin Valley, and I got an internet service, all right, and hooked it up, and I noticed I felt bad a lot. Okay, so after 2 years of it, and my hair is falling, and I'm having heart flutters, a friend of mine came over with her little FEMT tester, and she said, "My God, it's 1100 becquerels right here where you're sitting. You're bathed in radiation." And I thought, oh boy, here I've wrapped the thing in metal, and I've done what I can. I dropped the service from 5G down to 2.4. But what I didn't know is that the radiation comes from the Wi-Fi, which is not in the hard wire, and the RFID part of it. Okay, I didn't know that. So my friend told me about that. So this morning, I set about to cancel the Wi-Fi part of the surface so that I could reduce the radiation level in my living room. Now, you would think that that's a logical thing to do. Well, let me explain to you what I had to go through to get that done, because, well, you'll see. First of all, in logging in to my ISP, the first thing is I have to do a 2-step login. So that took a while. And then I began looking for the customer service contact number on their website. And I'm reading down columns of information, contact, customer service, and you go to customer service, and you come out to a little company that does customer service anywhere, but that wasn't the ISP. Anyway, it took me about 40 minutes to finally get in contact with the company that I've been paying $60 a month to, and I'm not going to use their name yet. Okay, so it took me 40 minutes to get to them. So the first department I talked to was loyalty, which apparently they figured out that I had a problem. Okay, and so I explained that what I wanted to get rid of, I didn't say the correct words. I said I wanted to get rid of the 1100 becquerels of radiation in my living room that's nested around my router. I want to get rid of the radiation. And I got this incredible pause, like, what? What? And so I related to the very nice young man what I know about 5G and the radiation levels and so on and so forth. And I finally said the words, it's in the Wi-Fi service. It's in the Wi-Fi service. Oh, I see what you're saying. And so he prompted me to get more information about how I knew and what I wanted to do with it and what I had done with it in the past. So he was not aware that the router of the company that he works for, operating with Wi-Fi service on it, generates 1100 becquerels of radiation for anybody who has that service. 1100 becquerels, well, 20 becquerels is safe. Okay, 1100 is just off the charts. I mean, this is how you get radiation sickness. He didn't know anything about it, but he did. I schooled him. All right, so he said, well, I can't turn it off for you. I'll have to send you over to the tech department and they'll do that for you. So I said, okay. So I waited on hold for a while, and then I got a nice young thing in the tech department. And I explained to her I wanted to stop the service that produces the radiation that's right next to my left knee, 1100 becquerels. And her response was, what? She didn't have a clue. She didn't know anything about it. I said, yeah, that it's radioactive right next to me, and it makes me sick, and my hair falls out. And she just she had to go check, and she had to go check, and had to go check, and had to go check. So when she finally said, okay, I have canceled your Wi-Fi service and RFID, but you're not going to get any reduction in your monthly service fee, even though I'm canceling some of the service, because you're using the same router, and so it's just a matter of turning off the tap. And so I said to her, you know something? I want you to take this conversation and I want you to pass it on to your manager and to the executives, because let me tell you what you have just revealed to me and I have experienced today, and I'm an old woman. All right. First of all, it took me 40 minutes to find the phone number of this company because it wasn't on the website. And the excuse was COVID-19 makes them impossible to reach on the phone. If that isn't bullshit, I don't know what is. Okay. Secondly, the guy in the loyalty department wasn't aware that the Wi-Fi service generates 1100 becquerels of radiation in the room in which it is operating. And you that I'm just now talking to, who are responsible for turning on and off the service, you are not aware that the Wi-Fi service generates 1100 becquerels in the room in which it is situated, and that is dangerous to health. It's dangerous long-term problems, and your website doesn't talk about it, your loyalty department doesn't talk about it, your customer service doesn't talk about it, and your tech department doesn't talk about it. How can such a dangerous situation exist that we, the consumer pays for, and you have nothing to say about it as if it wasn't so? And she apologized, and she apologized. She was very nice, just like the young man was very, very nice, and I was very nice too. It was important because the people who work in customer service are not given the information that is needed to get square and honest with the customer about what they're actually getting for their money. And so I'm putting this up as a kind of a warning that you need to check your internet connection to see whether the Wi-Fi just floating around in your apartment or home or whatever is generating a lot of radioactivity. Now, I don't have a little test equipment myself, but I'm ordering one so that, like my friend did, she walked around and checked at all the receptacles and all the wall plugs and in the bedroom and where the head of the bed is and so on. This is something that's worth doing. And so we have to make these companies accountable for their mischief. See ya.